Today there are several manufacturing methods used to produce steel tube. In this module, we'll discuss the different methods and the situations where one method might be chosen over another. Here's Plymouth Tube's Ed Blessman with some expert knowledge on the manufacturing process of tube.
Stainless steel tubing is manufactured using three different processes: welded, seamless, and welded and drawn. Welded stainless steel tubing is produced from strip or plate and is manufactured by feeding the slit coil of material through a series of forming rolls. This process is known as roll forming and sizing. The strip is then welded and the weld bead is cold worked. The processing of welded tubing also includes operations such as annealing, straightening, cold drawing, and NDT, based on the product specification. Welded tubing is generally selected for its lower relative cost to seamless, as well as lead times, which are typically less than for seamless. Welded also allows for thinner walls at larger diameters and is available in longer lengths. Seamless stainless steel tubing has no longitudinal weld seam and is manufactured using hollow bar or billets, which are heated and then extruded into tube form. Additional rolling or cold drawing can be applied in order to attain specific sizing requirements. Seamless is commonly seen in applications such as instrumentation and aerospace products. Seamless tubing has a 15% higher ASME working pressure compared to welded tubing of the same material and size because it doesn't have a weld seam. When seamless tubing is specified, welded tubing cannot be substituted. Welded and drawn tubing offers the highest concentricity tubular product. The drawing process can also be used to achieve tighter tolerances, unusual sizes, special mechanical properties, and improved surface finishes. Welded and drawn tubing can have a visible weld seam. Understanding the process of how tubing is made is important to know in order to specify the right product for the application.
Tubing products can be manufactured to a wide range of variables. It is the responsibility of the purchaser to specify all requirements that are necessary. Shape configuration, tolerance, alloy chemistry, level of corrosion resistance, and published or proprietary standards, codes, and specifications. So what do these variables mean? Shape configuration refers to the various shapes raw tube can be formed into based on product requirements. Examples include square, rectangular, or oval. More intricate shapes or profiles can be created based on customer and application specifications. Tolerance refers to the defined quantity or amount a manufactured product is allowed to deviate from the quantities or amounts ordered. The total quantity can be either feet or pieces. The piece lengths can either be random, within a range, or specific. In the case of tube, tolerances may also be specified by the allowable variation of the OD, ID, or wall thickness, but only two of these may be specified. Alloy chemistry refers to the different amounts of chromium, nickel, molybdenum, and other elements which are added to the raw material in production. This is important because the composition of the alloy impacts its strength, corrosion resistance, and formability, among other things. Examples of different alloy chemistries are 304, commonly used in heat exchangers and aircraft hydraulic lines, and 316, often used in chemical processing equipment. The level of corrosion resistance refers to the ability of the tube to withstand surface attacks due to chemical, temperature, or other environmental factors. This will be discussed further in subsequent modules. However, it's important to know that a metal's corrosion resistance level is directly impacted by two factors: alloy selection and manufacturing process selected. Finally, the specifications and the codes refer to the ASTM, ASME, SAE, or proprietary requirements provided within an order which detail the method, processes, and means for a product to be considered acceptable, including testing methods. As Ed mentioned, tubular products are broken into three classes: welded, seamless, and welded and drawn. Welded tube is formed and fused longitudinally. This weld seam spans the length of the tube. In the continuous mode of manufacture, a flat-rolled coil or strip is fed through a series of breakdown, forming, and sizing rolls of the continuous mill. The weld operation is also performed in line. And lastly, the annealing process can be performed in line on the mill or offline at a different part of the manufacturing facility. In batch mode, metal sheets or plate steel are formed in a press brake. In batch mode, welding and annealing are secondary processes aside from the press brake forming. Three types of welding processes are commonly used for welding stainless steels: tungsten inert gas welding, also known as both TIG or GTOL, plasma welding, and laser welding. All three of these techniques are considered fusion methods, since the weld is completely molten and no filler metal is added. Tube can be ordered as welded unannealed or annealed for additional corrosion resistance if specified. Non-destructive testing, or NDT, required per each product specifications is performed on all welded steel products before they leave the factory. Welded tube can be chosen as long as the weld seam won't interfere with your application. It is commonly used as heat exchanger tubing. Unlike welded tube, seamless tube has no welds in the tube. Seamless tube is made of hollow bar or billet. Seamless tube is manufactured using a draw bench and reducing dies to reduce the hollows to the finished specified size. It can be delivered as formed or unannealed for higher strength, or annealed for added formability. NDT inspection for seamless tube is usually performed using ultrasonic test methods. Seamless tube is usually chosen for applications such as elevated temperatures due to its uniform properties. Welded and drawn tube is the third class of tube. The term welded and drawn refers to the method of forming. The starting hollow is a welded tube. It typically starts as coiled sheet steel. It can be delivered unannealed for high strength or annealed for easier formability. NDT testing for welded and drawn tube is performed using the eddy current or ultrasonic test methods. Welded and drawn tube is normally used for applications such as hydraulic tubing, high pressure heat exchangers, and mechanical applications. Understanding each manufacturing method allows you to understand the strengths, benefits, and attributes produced by each. This will help you match those attributes to the requirements of your application. The flexibility that tube offers in the manufacturing process will ensure the best fit for your intended application.